When I become rich, the first thing I'm going to buy is insert luxury item that nobody in their right mind actually needs. Today, I'm going to be sharing 10 things rich girls actually invest in and how you can start embodying that and embracing that today. Number one is time. They are not afraid to spend extra time. They're not afraid to invest time. I think that a lot of us, we get in a hurry. We become rushed. We become super focused on productivity and making sure that we get as much done in one sitting as possible. And we don't want to invest time. We don't want to take our time. We don't want to go slower. We don't want to move at a pace that is going to promote quality. We just don't want to invest time. When it comes to becoming rich or living a luxury lifestyle or just living a high quality lifestyle though, investing time is very important. Taking things slowly is very important because when you are able to invest time and you are able to take your time and move slower, you are able to create something that is of higher quality and you are able to invest in quality. And that leads me to point 2, which is quality first. Rich girls invest in quality. And I don't just mean that, oh, I have the best purse, I have the best hairdresser. Like, that's not what I mean. I mean that they are devoted to quality in everything that they do. Sure, the things that they invest in, the physical possessions that they invest in, it is high quality. Right? They do have very nice stuff. But what they are focused on first and foremost is what I am doing quality. Because here's the thing, you have absolutely no control over what is coming towards you. Okay, you don't have any control over what people give you. You don't have any control over your income. You have no control over that. The inflow is something you have no control over. You have control over your output. You have control over what you are creating, what you are doing, your actions. And it is important that your actions are quality, that your actions have quality, that your actions insist on quality, that quality is your priority. And when it comes to creating quality and putting quality first, that means that you are very intentional. Everything you do is done with intention. Everything you do is, I'm going to do this because this is going to make this better. This is why I'm doing this. There's never something where it's like, oh, I'm just doing this because that's just how things are done. No, you're doing something because it is intentional and it has a reason. You have a reason for doing it, and your reason is quality. And they take their time, like we said, they invest time. They take their time, they move slower, they invest time in being very intentional with their choices and choosing what is best, the most quality choice for them. The third thing that they invest in is goals. They take time to really sit down and define their goals. They understand what their goals are. They understand what they want out of their life. And they also take time to revisit their goals and make sure that they are staying in alignment with their goals. They know what they want, though. They invest time in what they want. And they invest time into achieving that and into putting in the work to acquire those goals and reach those goals. This goes straight into the time and the quality and this intention. A rich girl does not want to just be flailing around in her life. She wants to be living her life with intention. And so her goal is her intention, right? This is what I want my life to include. This is something that I want to achieve in my life. And so I'm going to be very intentional about doing things to achieve that. And I'm going to be very intentional about making sure that that stays the priority. That, while there might be all of these distractions coming towards me, I'm going to stay focused on my goal. Number 4 is personal branding. They know the power of a personal brand. They know the power of, this is what I'm known for. This is, my signature this or that. This is my personality. People know me for this. They don't have to reinvent the wheel and become something that nobody has ever seen before, obviously. But they are very intentional about getting to know who they are, right? Knowing who you are, knowing what you love, knowing what you're all about. They really hone in on that. And then that becomes the focus, right? That becomes them. They embody their personal brand and they really stay in alignment with their personal brand. If there's something that they are thinking about doing that it's like, yeah, that just really doesn't fit in with me, then they're not going to do it because they are investing time, being intentional, and putting quality first. They stay in alignment. They are focused. And so they really invest a lot of time into figuring out their personal brand in the first place, but then they also spend a lot of time making sure that they are staying true to that personal brand, that they are staying aligned with that personal brand, and that they do things that are authentic to that brand. So that way they can create a reputation that is centered on that brand and have something that they can become known for. The fifth thing that they invest in is their network. And this is their, your connections basically. The people that are around you, that are supporting you, that are helping you, that are putting in a good word for you, that those people, your relationships, and they invest in those people. They really value supportive relationships. It's not all about, oh, how many friends can I have and how much, how big of a group of people can I have around me. It is about, what? These people support me. These people help me. They're not using other people. They're not taking advantage of people, but they know the value of having supportive relationships, and they invest in really nurturing those relationships and staying in touch with those relationships and keeping those relationships strong, keeping the ties strong. They value their network. They value the people that have helped them in the past. They value the people that, they could be a real asset to me in the future. They value these people. They value the people that are very supportive to them and that are encouraging to them. And they don't just sort of ignore that network. They don't just ignore, all of the connections that they do have. Because your network is what is going to lead you to more opportunities and different people and different, whether it's career opportunities or just any opportunity at all. Your network is what is going to allow you to have those opportunities. And so staying connected with those people and nurturing those relationships, that is vitally important. Number 6 is their community. Now, I'm not saying this as their network. This is a completely different thing. This is more like their audience, we're going to say. So let's say you are an Instagrammer. The people that are following you, your audience, this is your community. And they really invest in knowing their community, connecting with their community, and before they try to sell you anything, before they try to convince you of anything, before they try to do anything at all, they really nurture the connection that they have with you. They nurture the connection that they have with their community. And so this is really that relationship that they have with the people who look up to them, with the people that they are influencing. And so they might not consider themselves to be influencers, we're going to say, but they really are invested in, I want to know the people that are looking up to me. I want to know the people that I'm impacting. So that way I can cater to them. So that way I can create what they need. And so that way I can stay in alignment with them and that I can stay relevant to them. They are very invested in their community. And once they really build that connection, that's when they can really start to, share things that they love. Maybe it is that they are trying to sell something or they're trying to drive traffic to something or, whatever it is. Once they build that connection, though, they understand the value of the connection that they've built with their community. Number 7 is education. They are constantly learning, okay? Rich people, rich girls, they're constantly learning. They are constantly educating themselves. They're learning new things. They're picking up new skills. This doesn't have to mean, oh, I have to go and get a 4-year degree or I have to get certified in this or I have to, right? That's not what it means. It means that you're learning. It means that you're constantly invested in, I need to learn this. I need to figure this out. Whether that is, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this master class, or I'm going to get a coach, or I'm going to participate in this online course. Whatever it is, they know the value of education and they're invested in education. Because at the end of the day, they know that they don't know everything, but they know that there are certain skills and certain things that they need to know and understand in order to achieve their goals. Like we said, they're invested in their goals. And so they know that, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to learn from the best. I'm going to learn from people who have done it. I'm going to learn from people who have all the information, who have the knowledge. And that's the education that they are invested in is learning the things that they need in order to obtain their goals. They know they don't know everything, once again. And so they take time to learn, and they take time to educate themselves. Number 8 is skill sets. Now, this is not education necessarily. This is your skill set, right? We all have talents, we all have skills. They might be random, right? Like, oh, you can speak German, or you're really good at horseback riding, or you're really good at tennis, or whatever it is. We're all very good at something. And rich girls, they are very invested in their skills. They're very invested in improving their skills, right? They practice, they grow, they improve, they are challenging themselves with their skill sets. And they believe in the value of having these random little skill sets, right? It makes them them. It makes them very interesting. It makes them a very well-rounded individual. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, this is going to help me with my goals, and this is going to, make me a better business person. It doesn't have to be that. A lot of times it's just your hobbies. It's the little things that, oh, I just know how to do this, and it makes you interesting. And so they are invested in their skill sets. They are invested in becoming better at their skills. And they're not afraid to do things that it's like, you know what, like, yeah, this is not something that's going to further my goals necessarily, not directly anyways, but it makes me a very well-rounded person, and it is growing me and improving me and challenging me in some kind of fashion. And being challenged, even if it isn't something that you love to do, right, some sort of hobby, being challenged is a great exercise that is going to allow you to go further in your life in all areas. Because once you learn how to be challenged, you are able to undertake bigger challenges. You're practicing being challenged. You're practicing doing hard things and putting in the work. Number 9 is that they are invested in health. Health is vital. And they are invested in, I'm going to eat healthy foods, or I'm going to take time to exercise in some kind of fashion, whether it's for 15 minutes or for a longer period of time. They are invested in being healthy. They know the importance of health. They know that being healthy is going to allow them to go further with their goals and to pursue their goals and to continue pursuing their goals for a long time. That they're not going to be constantly interrupted because, oh, I'm sick, or I'm unhealthy, or I really can't do this thing because my health is so bad. They are invested in their health. And along with that, they are invested in going and seeing doctors, and not just, your typical, family doctor. They're invested in, I'm going to go see maybe a dietitian. I'm going to go see some kind of specialist that helps me with this. I'm going to see, they're invested in that. They know that health goes beyond just addressing your illnesses, that it goes towards, health has to do with your whole body health, right? They are invested in all of that, and they are searching for different solutions, and they are searching for ways to be the healthiest version of themselves. And so rich girls, they are invested in their health, and they take their health very seriously. And number 10, this is the last one for a reason, because I have to say that it builds off of everything else that we've already talked about in this video, and that is presentation. Rich girls are invested in presentation, and I've created a number of videos on that about, what you smell like, your hair, your makeup, your clothing. They are invested in their physical presentation, but also just how they are, their energetical presentation. They are invested in how they present their home. They are invested in how they present their reputation, their personality. They are invested in presentation. They take presentation very seriously. They may not spend thousands of dollars, buying these certain things and doing certain things and having all the, beautifying appointments, but they are invested in the presentation of themselves, right? They are not going to show up dirty to something. They're not going to show up smelling bad to something. They're not going to show up with a bad attitude to something. They are invested in, I need to maintain that reputation, that personal brand, that quality. I need to maintain all of that. And so my presentation is very important. I have to represent the best version of myself. And so rich girls are very invested in how does this represent me? And is this presenting myself well? Am I presenting myself well to these people? So those are the 10 things that rich girls invest in. And honestly, it doesn't have to cost you a dime. If you are interested in learning more about, really embodying this rich girl vibe, embodying a luxury lifestyle, then I highly suggest that you watch this video right here. It's all about dealing with the imposter syndrome when you are trying to embody this lifestyle, because we all felt like an imposter before, and this is going to show you how to stop feeling like an imposter. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, so long.